Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to the channel. It's your boy Reactee, and tonight is another Fright Night Friday. And today we're watching, excuse me, MINDJUNKIE's 10 scary videos that are haunting. And let's get her going.
On November the 3rd, 2024, two friends are driving home in their truck after being stuck in traffic for over an hour. A motorcycle accident had shut down the road ahead, and they've been waiting for emergency crews to clear the scene. Finally able to move forward, the friends are relieved and decide to film themselves singing along to music to lighten the mood. But as the camera records, something appears behind them. This is what was caught on camera. As the friends sing and dance, completely unaware, something that looks like a pale face suddenly materializes in the...
Yeah, that is quite the image, isn't it? It almost looks like a person screaming. That is weird, man. That is super weird.
Materializes in the back window of the truck. The face appears to float in midair with no visible body attached to it. It hovers there behind them, just watching.
And you think if this was something outside, it would be moving. Usually if the light is going by or something, it moves in the background, so it's a little hard to explain that one. And if it was something behind them, it'd be gone out of the window already if they're moving. But that's weird. That is super weird.
The pale, disembodied face stayed visible for several seconds before vanishing completely, leaving the friends absolutely horrified when they reviewed the footage later that night. But it gets even more disturbing. When the friends watch the video, they realize something truly horrifying. Someone tragically passed away in the motorcycle accident that caused the traffic jam they were stuck in. The friends now believe that what appeared behind them could have been the victim from the crash. Neither of them saw anything while recording, which could mean that whatever this was appeared only on camera.
Again, if this was only caught on their camera, that is strange. If there was something around them, other people would have seen it. Probably would have been more recordings of it. It's strange that it's a person that died in a motorcycle accident, or at least they think it is. But yeah, that's weird. That is super weird.
Is this the ghost of the person who tragically passed away just moments before? Let me know what you think. Back in October 2024, a woman jolts awake in the middle of the night. She has the creeping feeling that something or someone is watching her, but every time she turns on the lights to check, there's nothing there. This time, she decides to try something different. She grabs her phone, hits record, and starts filming in the darkness. As she slowly pans across her bedroom, the footage seems normal at first, but then the camera passes over her dressing table. Something or someone is crouched underneath it, staring directly at her. But she says she had no idea it was there. It's only when she watches the footage hours later that she realizes what was hiding just a few feet away from her bed. After seeing it, the woman says she can't bring herself to sleep in that room anymore.
Okay. Now, yes, that is a little creepy. That every time she turned on a light, couldn't find anything. And then records something with her camera and it spots something. That's strange. It's also a little odd that this looks like a person, not a specter or anything like that. This looks like a person. Now, we've seen videos of people living in houses before. Dude in a closet, a guy living in an attic that pops out every now and again to steal people's clothes, stuff like that. If this is a similar situation, that's even scarier because, again, people are much scarier than the ghosts. People are just crazy. Oof.
This next scary clip was shared by a man who bought a secluded house deep in the forest, miles away from the nearest neighbour. At first, it was everything he wanted, but within weeks of moving in, he starts hearing something from the woods at night. It's a sound he's never heard before, something that doesn't match any animal he knows. One night, in September 2024, his security camera finally captures what had been making that sound. This is the footage. Two large, reflective eyes glow in the darkness.
At first, I thought it might have been a dog or a large cat, predatory cat, a cougar or something. Wolf, cougar. That looks very human. Yeah, I don't know what that is. And generally, humans don't have reflective eyes. I guess you could have contact lenses or glasses. Maybe. That is a little strange, to say the least. But I wonder what noise it was making that he didn't know what it was. That's also odd, because very seldom you'll hear something out of the ordinary. I mean, it might be out of the ordinary for somebody who lives in a city or something, but country folks generally know what it is, so they could just ask their neighbors. But yeah, that is strange.
As if whatever it is staring directly at the camera. The figure lingers for only a moment before retreating back into the forest. The man says he's reviewed the footage a dozen times, trying to understand what he's looking at, but he still has no idea. So, what do you think was caught on camera that night? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This next clip was captured by a woman's security camera while she was home alone. The woman is hanging up some laundry when suddenly something truly horrifying crosses past her balcony door. According to her, she wouldn't notice anything out of the ordinary until she looked at the footage later. Humanoid creature crawls on all fours across the balcony, moving in complete silence. The creature is only visible for a short time before disappearing into the darkness, but is long enough to see the details. Many viewers believe this matches descriptions of the rake, a cryptid known for crawling on all fours and appearing near homes at night. What do you think this could be?
Okay, another strange one. The arms and legs look prosthetic almost. And it looks like an old guy almost. Except it kind of looks like a tata there. Or maybe something hanging down from the chest. I'm not sure. It could just be a male booba. Who the heck knows? That is quite the image, though. Oof.
Is it the rake? Let me know. In this next clip, a young man named Ahmad shares some footage that left him genuinely unsettled. It's a perfectly normal day. Ahmad is at home, looking after his younger sister while his parents have gone out. When his sister comes up to him,
Okay, this one we've seen before. This is the Invisible Friends one. This is quite unique, actually.
Excited to show off some drawings she made. At first, it seems innocent enough. She's just a kid who's proud of her artwork. But as she shows him her drawings, Ahmad soon realizes something is very wrong.
Wait, what are you going to show me?
My picture I drew.
Your picture you drew.
That's Daddy, that's Mummy, and that's me.
And what's that?
That's Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Who's Steve?
My friend.
What, your imaginary friend.
My best friend.
Your best friend Steve. You've got a best friend that looks like this.
It's my best friend Steve.
Okay. I'm leaving the house.
Ahmad's sister proudly displays her drawings. There's one of their dad, one of herself, and then Steve, a disturbing figure with a demonic face that she calls, quote, her best friend. Ahmad asks her about it, clearly confused. She insists Steve is real and that he's her best friend, but there's no one named Steve in the house. A few days later, she shows him another drawing. This time, there are 3 figures.
Mama said you got 2 imaginary friends.
No, I've got 2 best friends.
You've got 2 best friends.
Yeah, 2. Do you want me to show you a picture?
Who's that?
That's Steve.
Yeah.
That's Margaret.
And who's that?
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, but you spelt my name wrong.
Yeah, but that's you.
That's me.
I like how the on his poor image, his eyes are X'd out, like he's dead or something. This kid's imaginary friends are creepy. But yeah, that is strange. And now she has 2 imaginary friends. Steve has a little more detail in him. He clearly has 6 arms and 2 legs, 8 limbs altogether. Ooh.
Me.
Yeah, with your mustache and your eyebrows.
My eyebrows.
Yeah.
My eyebrows look like that.
Yeah, your bushy eyebrows.
Wait, so why have you drawn this for?
Because Steve doesn't like you.
Steve doesn't like me.
Yeah, but Margaret likes you.
Margaret likes me.
Look, she's holding your hand.
She's holding my hand. She's eating me. Are you sure Margaret likes me?
Yeah, she's holding your hand.
Do I need to be worried?
No.
No.
Ahmad says he's genuinely scared now. These aren't normal
I don't know what is supposed to be holding his hand. Margaret's holding his hand, but it's not her tongue. Any of her tongues, unless she has a mouth on the back, in which case it's a tongue. But otherwise, it looks like a tail almost, because that's her hand there. Oh, these are weird drawings. But at least Margaret likes them.
Very friends, but what do you think is going on here? Just a child's imagination or something darker? Share your thoughts below. A woman recently shared a recording from her home security camera that left her shaken. In the clip, the woman is just about to finish cleaning her apartment. It's been a long day and she's looking forward to chilling out on the couch for an hour or 2. But as she's vacuuming her living room carpet, something creepy takes place right in front of her.
That is really strange. That whole corner comes up and there's no reason for it. Like, if her vacuum was there, I could see it. She didn't pull the cord, so the cord didn't pull it. That was weird. That was really weird.
As she vacuums one side of the room, the opposite corner of the rug suddenly lifts up on its own, almost as if someone had grabbed and pulled it. But there's no one else in the room. She later comments that her friend was terrified after seeing the footage, not understanding what could have caused this. And viewers, well, they had their theories. But what do you think caused this? Comment below.
Yeah, if you look where the cord is. Come on. Oh no. Oh, where the heck? Come on. Yeah, the cord is here and goes around this way. It gets hard to see right here because it's dark, but it's this general area. So it's not even near the corner. So it's not the cord. Yeah, that's a strange one. That is a strange one. Wow.
The corner of the rug suddenly lifts up on its own, almost as if someone had grabbed and pulled it. But there's no one else in the room. She later comments that her friend was terrified after seeing the footage.
Actually, the way it kind of rolled up there, it almost looks like someone kicked it, and it rolled a bit. But it doesn't look to me like it was actually pulled. It looks like it was kicked, or some sort of movement to roll it. But that's super strange.
Not understanding what could have caused this, and viewers, well, they had their theories. But what do you think caused this? Comment below and let me know. This next scary clip was uploaded by Josh Billard a while back. Josh decided to use a Ouija board to try communicating with...
Don't use Ouija boards if you can at all avoid it. I mean, they're a fun game. It's a fun game, but for a lot of people, it's not a game, and it's, if you believe in it hard enough, it's probably something's probably gonna happen for you. But yeah, it's not something you should mess around with, really. I never do. I had one in the house. It's over at my brother-in-law's house now, so and luckily he never uses that house in the winter, so everyone should be okay there, right?
Spirits, and according to him, he attracted something into his house, something that won't leave. As Josh walks through the darkness, a shadowy figure stands motionless in the background, but Josh doesn't seem to notice it. A few days later, it happens again, and this time, he comes face to face with it. Josh walks through the house and spots a dark figure in one of the rooms. He panics and repeats, "Not again," over and over. But when he checks the room again, the figure is gone.
And it's pretty amazing how the shape was very similar to the one he saw against the basement wall, although he didn't seem to notice that one. But the one in the basement could have been a stain or something. That is weird. That's a weird one.
Many viewers began claiming that what Josh captured matches descriptions of the Hatman. This paranormal entity has been reported for hundreds of years, sometimes described as a shapeless mass of darkness. Josh now believes that using the Ouija board opened a door, and now something has permanently attached itself to his home. But what do you think? Is this the Hatman or something else?
The one in the basement kind of looked like it had a hat on. This one, not so much. It's a little harder to tell. This one's just more a black mass. But yeah, it's strange either way. And again, Ouija boards, are meant for communication if you do use them. I don't know. I've heard stories that they can open doorways and bring something out, but usually that only happens when you destroy the Ouija board. I don't know. I've never heard a story of a random Ouija board session bringing a haunting to a house. I mean, if you don't close it out properly, the spirit will stay attached to the board, and maybe they can move around the house. I'm not quite sure, but generally, I'd never heard of that before.
Back in 2023, a woman and her husband started noticing very strange things happening inside their home. The events only began after they lost 2 family members. One afternoon, they noticed something was happening on their bed, and they immediately started recording.
That card or whatever it was just did like a 180 or 360 and came back to almost where it was. Now there's something rolling over here. This is weird. Okay, that was a whole bottle playing Spin the Bottle all by itself. That was weird.
A piece of paper sitting on the bed starts moving in an unusual way, as if something invisible is interacting with it. Then a plastic bottle suddenly spins on its own. Some might say it's the wind, or maybe even a fishing line, but there were no fans on in the room, and the movement seemed far too controlled to be done with simple strings. But
A circle like that would be possible if a string was above. And the bottle could definitely be a string because it turned to one side and then kind of rolled that same direction. So that is quite possible. But yeah, if this piece of paper had a fishing line attached to it, it would have to be up above them, out of the camera, and it'd have to do a fairly jaunty little drag around. I mean, it's possible, but it's harder than you'd think with fishing line. So that's a little hard to explain as well. But the bottle could definitely be fishing line, because you shouldn't be able to see that on the white background anyway of the comforter. So yeah, that is a possibility. This is all just staged, but the way the paper moved, that was weird.
that wasn't the only time something happened. The woman was filming near her TV when new activity started occurring, and this time she got even closer. This time, it's not just the paper moving, something appears to be moving underneath the bed.
Okay, now the paper is moving again. Again, it's doing little donuts, which is going to be hard with fishing line. It's quite difficult. Now, the thing crawling under the bed, maybe they have a pet ferret that they didn't show or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but that is strange as well. And it just seems to appear from basically right where this arrow starts and then just goes around the bed. It's super strange.
Cover. A few nights later, it captured something even more unsettling.
has never done that.
The door suddenly swings.
Alright, so that's a small closet or something. There could definitely be somebody hiding in there. That could be staged pretty easily. Generally, for these types of doorknobs, it would be hard to put a string on it without somebody noticing, because you'd also have to put something adhesive on there, because you need to get it to turn. So that would be difficult. So the easiest way to explain that would be someone in the closet. I'm not sure if they ever show inside the closet. It doesn't look like it. And in the crack there, you can't see anybody, but they could be at the back of the closet. Who knows? So this one could definitely be staged, but it's hard to tell.
Open on its own with no one near it. The man approaches, trying to find a logical explanation, but as he examines it, there doesn't seem to be one. The couple now believes they could be being haunted by the family members who passed away, but I want to know what you think. Is this just the wind, or did they capture something paranormal?
Honestly, that last one looked kind of paranormal to me. Especially the piece of paper or card or whatever that was going around in circles. That's really hard to pull off.
This next scary video was uploaded after a young woman noticed something that scared her in her neighbour's front yard. It's late at night, and the woman has just woken up from a nightmare. Feeling shaken, she goes to the kitchen for a glass of water to calm herself down. That's when she suddenly spots something through the window. Confused and unsettled, she quickly grabs her phone and starts recording. This is what she saw. A dark, shadowy figure stands motionless near the porch of the house next door. It's tall, completely still, and doesn't look like any
Okay, so she wakes up from a nightmare, goes to the kitchen, gets some water, sees this out the window, starts recording. Then her neighbor steps out and looks at the same thing. That is strange, and he just doesn't seem scared of it. You think if he was scared, he would have done something like grab a baseball bat or something. Maybe it's just a shadowy image of a friend, because it looks like it's casting a shadow here. So there's a street light or something on the other side of the porch casting light this way. So it could be that her camera just can't catch the figure well enough, that it's not just a shadow. Because maybe he's communicating with this person. Who knows? You can't hear anything from the video. But yeah, judging by the shadow, I'm assuming that's just another person that he's talking to, telling him to get off his lawn or something. Who knows?
person she's ever seen. Even her neighbor comes outside to investigate, clearly noticing the same thing she does, but neither of them can figure out what it is.
Hey guys, my neighbors aren't home, but as you can see, there's no Halloween decoration. So, it wasn't that.
The next
That's odd. Oh, just 1 second. I'll get back to the here.
The woman returns to the spot and films.
It does not look like there's a house on the other side in that video. It doesn't look like there's a house there at all. So if there's a house there, maybe it's a yard light or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it did not look like there was a building there at all in the previous little segments. And there definitely was not something hanging there as a decoration or something, because it looked further out. I wish she had actually just taken the image from her room again, because then you could compare it to the previous image. This one is ridiculous because you don't have the same downward angle, so you don't know what's there. But again, that's a window, and that's the bottom of a building. So if it was there, it was standing up at least this tall. And if it was, see, it's hard to explain because if that was an open field of grass or something like I thought it was in the first, it'd be much easier that there'd be a figure here and a shadow coming or light coming from this way, making it look like a shadow and the guy coming out and talking to them. But with a building there, it makes it harder to explain because that would mean there's a fairly tall figure right up against this wall. And if that's the case, there's no light, so there shouldn't be any shadow. So I don't know. I have no idea how to explain that anymore. The darn house and the perspective throws it off, so it's hard to explain. It could be fake. It could just be another neighbor out there talking to his neighbor. Who knows? It's hard to explain from these camera angles, and no recreation of what she saw the night before. It's just terrible.
Again, hoping to find some kind of explanation for what she witnessed the night before, but there's nothing there. No reason for what both she and her neighbor saw. To this day, she can't explain it. And after uploading it to the internet, some viewers commented that it could have been a Halloween decoration, but the woman insists her neighbors never decorate for the holidays. So, what do you think this is?
See, that does not look like a building at all. Like I said, it looked like this was yard. There was a figure standing there because it's casting a shadow, and there was lights back here somewhere. I guess more back here somewhere. I mean, if this is the facade of the building, then there's something standing right in front of the building, and the window should be about here. So it's just below the window, so it's fairly tall. I think I saw windows on the ground, by the ground too, so I don't see any of those here. So that it doesn't even look like it's the same spot. It's just so strange.
A man who works at a hotel in Canada says that for some time now, very strange things have been happening in his workplace. Guests and employees have reported seeing a terrifying figure wandering the hallways late at night, but he'd never seen it himself until one shift changed everything. Late one night, while working alone at the front desk, he experienced something that left him completely terrified. The man is filming the reception area, explaining that the TV isn't working because of a storm that knocked out the satellite. And then this happens.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo. You know, it has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the fuck? Like, this is me. The satellite went out because of the storms, so it wasn't working on the TV anyways.
I hate to say it, but that voice that keeps constantly going in the background now, it almost sounds like it's saying his name, Dustin. Yikes, that is scary.
And like,
Okay, that is clearly a person at the corner of that desk. They have what looks like a blue sweater and a pink dress on. You can see legs, but you can't really. The face seems to just be a mass of blackness. That's weird. And see, they should have been right here.
there's nothing there. And like, I turned.
Now it's right behind him. And the strange thing is, there doesn't seem to be any cuts. I mean, this could be something put in post for editing, but there doesn't seem to be any cuts, so there's not a person appearing behind him and then moving off screen and then getting closer and closer to him. And again, when it got closer, you still couldn't see the face. It was still a blurry mass, but you could see the clothes and the legs clearly. Everything was clearly defined except the face. That is scary.
A dark figure can be seen in the lobby behind him. He quickly turns around to look, but there's nothing there. He freezes, but the figure in the reflection starts moving closer. He decides he's had enough and runs out of there as fast as he can. The man, who goes by the username Dustee Fraser, says he was completely alone in the hotel at that moment. It was just him and whatever that thing was in the reflection. So, what do you think he captured that night? Thanks so much for watching. If you're up for more scary videos, check out one of these next. You're gonna love them. Oh, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Well, that'll do it for me for another Fright Night Friday. Thanks again to MINDJUNKIE for a great collection of videos. If you enjoyed these, drop a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. It's free, helps out the channel. Go over to MINDJUNKIE's channel, do all the same stuff. He puts out some great content, and I really love watching it, so I hope he continues to make it. But that'll do it for me for Fright Night Friday, and I will catch you next week for another one. Bye-bye.